Electrical overload.
I can fix that.
This hyperdrive blows are gonna be pieces of us in 3 different systems. What'd you do?
I bypassed the compressor.
So, let's talk about two movies trying to do the exact same thing. Bringing back a legacy character, a legend, a hero people grew up loving, and how one movie brought its legend back and made you love him even more.
Been here the whole time. Holy shit.
And the other made you question why he came back at all.
Are you still a Nazi?
Same idea, same goal. Bring back a legacy character with a huge fan following. So, how does Top Gun Maverick gets it right? And why Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny feels so off? And sure, there is Tom Cruise with his crazy stunts, and then there's Harrison Ford with his poorly rendered de-aged CGI face. But I'm talking about something way more important. The character, the story, the legacy, and the respect. Pete Maverick Mitchell versus Indiana Jones. We've seen both Top Gun Maverick and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Two legacy characters, two massive franchises, same challenge. Bring back an icon after decades and make it feel worth it. And how did that work out? Well, one of them makes you walk out of the theater thinking, that's why I love this character. That's why I love movies. And the other makes you think, that was an utter waste of my time and peak studio cash grab scheme. And if you want to make great movies with iconic characters, this difference matters way more than you think. So, let's break this down. First, we need to understand what a legacy character actually is. A legacy character isn't just an old character. It's a character that people already care about. Deeply. They've grown up with them, watched them win, fail, fight, and survive. Think Pete Maverick Mitchell from Top Gun, or Indiana Jones from Raiders of the Lost Ark. These aren't blank slates. They come with history, emotion, and expectations. So when you bring them back, you're not just telling a new story. You're continuing something people already love. And that's exactly where things get dangerous. Because writers of these movies often think, let's make them older, broken, and realistic, and give the younger generation the key without them earning it. Sounds good on paper, but in reality, that's exactly where things go wrong. Now, let's look at what Top Gun Maverick does right. From the very first moment, the film respects Maverick. Not worships him blindly, not turns him into a perfect superhero, but respects him. He's older, yes. He's slower, maybe. But he's still Maverick. He still takes risks. He still pushes limits. He still flies like no one else. And most importantly, the film never forgets why people loved him in the first place. There's a scene where Maverick pushes a jet beyond Mach 10.
Mach 10? Let's give Mach 10.
It's reckless. It's insane. It's exactly what you expect from him. And that's the key. The movie doesn't say, Maverick was great, but now he's washed up. Instead, it says, Maverick is still Maverick, just older and carrying more weight. That difference is everything. Even when the film shows his flaws, it does it with care. His guilt over Goose, his struggle with Rooster, his fear of failing again, these aren't used to tear him down. They're used to deepen him. It's like adding scars to a warrior, not breaking a sword. And then comes the most important part. The film gives Maverick a purpose. He's not just there for nostalgia. He's not just there to pass the torch. He matters. He trains the new pilots. He leads the mission. And in the end, he proves he still has it. That final mission, that's not just action. That's validation. It tells the audience, this guy you loved, you were right to love him. And now, let's look at Indy in The Dial of Destiny, because this is where things fall apart. Indiana Jones is one of the most iconic characters ever. The hat, the whip, the charm, the confidence. This is a man who walks into danger with a smirk. But in this film, Indy feels different. From the start, Indy is tired. Not just physically, emotionally. He's alone. His life feels like it's behind him. People around him don't really respect him anymore. And again, this sounds realistic. But here's the problem. The film leans too hard into this. Instead of balancing age with legacy, it tips the scale. There are moments where Indy feels like a side character in his own story. Other characters talk over him, outshine him, even question his relevance. And the film doesn't push back on that enough. That's the issue. In Top Gun Maverick, when someone doubts Maverick, the story proves them wrong by showing how Maverick's experience and skills are top-notch. In Dial of Destiny, when someone doubts Indy, sometimes the story agrees, and that slowly chips away at the character. Imagine bringing back a legend and then constantly reminding the audience that he's not what he used to be. That's not powerful. That's depressing. And here's the deeper problem with Indy in this movie. The film forgets what made Indiana Jones special. Indy was never just about action. He was about attitude. That mix of confidence, humor, and unpredictability. Even when things went wrong, he felt in control, in his own chaotic way. But here, that spark feels dimmed. And once that spark is gone, the character doesn't feel the same. And that shows in the action of these movies too. In the action movies like Top Gun and Indiana Jones, it matters who drives the action sequences. So who drives the core scenes? In Maverick, every action scene answers one question. Why is he the only one who can do this? Low altitude training run? Maverick leads. Final mission? Maverick leads. Even when things go wrong, he adapts. He's the engine of the movie. Now look at Indy. The action is there. Chases, fights, set pieces. But ask yourself, is Indy driving the action or reacting to it? And that severe problem shows in the conclusion of the third act too. Maverick's final mission, he proves, without a doubt, he's still the best man for the job. Not out of nostalgia, not because the script says so, because he earns it. And when he pulls it off, that feeling hits hard. Yeah, that's why I love this guy. Now, Indy, the climax leans more into emotional closure, which isn't bad. But here's the issue. It doesn't strongly reinforce that Indy is still essential to the outcome. He's present, but not always central. And to add to the insult, he isn't even given his own choice of conclusion for staying back in the past. Instead, he is punched in the face and brought back in the present. And somehow Indy And us, the viewers, are supposed to be at peace with that forced closure. And that's dangerous for a legacy character. Because if your hero isn't the reason things work, then why bring them back?
Now, let's talk about the core problem. Why does one movie work and the other struggles? Well, it really comes down to one simple rule. Respect the legacy while evolving the character. Sounds simple, right? Not really. Because there's always a temptation to deconstruct the hero, to show they're flawed, broken, human. And yes, that can work, but only if you remember one thing. People didn't fall in love with your character because they were broken. They fell in love with them because despite all of those setbacks and issues and problems, they came back and inspired us, made us laugh, cry, and made us fall in love with them. And if you take that away, what's left?
So, how could have they fixed it? Well, when you're writing a legacy character, you have 3 very important jobs. First, remind the audience why they loved them. Second, show how they've changed over the time. And third, prove they still matter.
Top Gun Maverick nails all 3. Dial of Destiny struggles with the third one. And that's the killer. Because if your character doesn't matter anymore, why bring them back at all? Even so, let's go deeper into the emotional side. There's a reason why people reacted so strongly to Maverick, and it became the billion-dollar juggernaut at the box office. It's not just nostalgia, it's payoff. We had to wait decades to see him again, and the film rewards that patience. It doesn't say, "You liked him? Well, he's old now. Here are a few new characters you'll like." It says, "You liked him? Good. Here's why." And gives you more reasons to prove that belief. That creates a powerful feeling. It makes the audience feel right. And when people feel right, they connect even more. Now compare that to Indy. The film feels like it's questioning him, questioning his place, his value, his time. And while that can be interesting, it needs balance. Because if you only question the hero, make him fail, struggle too much, and make him the butt of few too many jokes, you weaken the bond. It's like meeting your childhood hero and watching everyone around them treat them like a joke. That doesn't feel deep. It feels uncomfortable. Now, here's the large problem. The difference between celebrating a legacy and apologizing for it. Top Gun Maverick celebrates Maverick. It says, this guy is a legend, and he still earns that title. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny almost feels like it's apologizing. Like it's saying, yeah, he was great, but that was a long time ago. And that shift changes everything. Because audiences don't come back for apologies. They come back for meaning. They want to feel something. Pride, excitement, closure. And most importantly, now, to be fair, this doesn't mean legacy characters should never struggle. They should. Maverick struggles a lot, but his struggle leads somewhere. It builds him up. Indy struggles too, but it feels like it weighs him down instead. And that's the difference between tension and erosion. One sharpens the character. The other slowly wears them away. So, how can you fix this? For those studio people that may actually watch this, if you're writing a legacy character, remember this. Don't erase what made them special. Don't replace them just to move on and have a backup option of a characters to continue the franchise so you can print more money off of IP name and washed up character. Don't make them small just to make others look big. Instead, let them evolve without losing their core. Let them struggle without losing respect. And most importantly, let them matter. Because at the end of the day,
A legacy character isn't just part of your story. They're part of someone's memory. And if you handle that right, you don't just make a good story. You make something people remember.
So there you have it. That is it for this video. If you like this video, consider liking and sharing, and subscribe to our channel for more future updates. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.